Okay, good afternoon, student. Last lecture we have explained you the principle behind RDNA technology. We have seen the schematic representation of RDNA technology, and in that schematic representation, I explain you that whenever you are isolating a DNA or a vector DNA, we have to cut it with the help of restriction enzymes. So it's like we have to use a scissor. It's not actually scissor; it's called as molecular scissor. So we'll understand today the concept behind the use of restriction enzyme principle and its types. So restriction enzymes or restriction endonuclease is also called as molecular scissor. Molecular scissor because it used to cut the DNA or RNA, that's a nucleic acid. So there are basically three types of restriction enzymes are there. Type 1, type 2 and type 3 restriction enzyme. Out of this type 3 restriction enzyme, there are type 2 restriction enzyme is commonly used. Why restriction enzyme type 2 is commonly used? The reason is type 1 and type 3 restriction enzyme will give you lengthy DNA, while type 2 restriction enzyme will give you a good DNA. Okay, so what is good DNA, bad DNA or long DNA, that I will explain later. But please remember, type 2 restriction enzyme is commonly used for RDNA technology. Okay, so what is the working principle of restriction enzymes? It cuts the nucleic acid, that is DNA or RNA, by breaking the phosphodiester bond and a hydrogen bond. In case of RNA, it breaks only a phosphodiester bond, but in case of DNA, it cuts both phosphodiester as well as hydrogen bond. Please remember, restriction enzymes will cut a DNA by breaking a phosphodiester bond and well as hydrogen bond, while it will break RNA only by breaking hydrogen bond, because in RNA there is no double stranded DNA. So there is no point of hydrogen bond. In RNA case, it will break only phosphodiester bond. So what is a palindronic sequence where the restriction enzyme will cut the DNA? We'll understand it nicely. Suppose this is a lengthy DNA, a big DNA in length, and there are two sequence which are called as palindronic sequence. Now what is a palindronic sequence? I will explain. So these are the two palindronic sequence. So the restriction enzyme will work here, restriction enzyme will work here, restriction enzyme will work here, restriction enzyme will work here. How that process of restriction enzyme working, that I will explain. Suppose we have taken this short piece and that short piece is extended here. This is, say, a palindronic sequence which is present on a nucleotides, and the restriction enzyme will recognize that palindronic sequence which is present on your DNA and it will cut it. So what is palindronic sequence? Palindronic sequence, the example is madam or titan, any there are dalda, so that both the way if you read it, it will be same. You can find it's a here, T T C C C C T T C C G G A G G G G A T T. So on another cross side you can find that the same words called as palindronic sequence. So this restriction enzyme will cut here. This is called as axis of symmetry. So this is the symmetry. You can find a 6 nucleotide here, 6 nucleotide here. So this is the axis of symmetry. Restriction enzyme type 2 will cut near to the axis of symmetry, while type 1 and type 2 may be cut directly on axis of symmetry or far away from axis of symmetry. That's a type 1 and type 3. While type 2 will cut nicely just away from the axis of symmetry, not far away, not actually at the axis of symmetry. So when these restriction enzymes are working, it will cut the DNA here. While cutting the DNA here and cutting the DNA here, it will cut the DNA here and it will cut this phosphodiester bond as well as these hydrogen bonds. This phosphodiester bond as well as this hydrogen bonds. The hydrogen bonds between the two nucleotide on opposite strand, while a phosphodiester bond between the two nucleotide on a same strand. So this restriction enzyme will cut the DNA here, double stranded this DNA, that's a phosphodiester bond, as well as it will cut this side, the hydrogen bonds too. So phosphodiester bond as well as hydrogen bond it will cut, and when it will cut like this, you can find this downside TNA going to get separated, while this TNA will remain on this chain. So it is producing a single stranded extension. This is called as single stranded extension. There is no nucleotide down to this. While the same way the restriction enzyme working on opposite strand, it will cause a phosphodiester bond here. It will come down and it will cut these hydrogen bonds. So when this restriction enzyme cut this phosphodiester bond and these hydrogen bonds, it will remove this AT. So this AT going to get separated and this TA will remain attached to the downside. So you can find there is another single stranded extension. You can find two single stranded extension on an opposite strand. The same two single stranded extension are also provided by the restriction enzyme which are cutting a vector DNA. So what will happen, because of the single stranded extension, the vector and the target DNA which is having single stranded extension going to get firm joining while constructing a rDNA, because at the single stranded extension is there. You can find this single stranded extension in a brickwork of any building. So in while construction a building, you can find there is a brickworks and they are keeping a blocks of the bricks which are providing a single stranded extension. So the merging, grouping of that will be nicely take place. So the basic principle behind producing a single stranded extension to give a firm joining of our target DNA and vector DNA to construct a rDNA. That is the purpose of making a single stranded extension. If you use one type of restriction enzyme, it will cut exactly at the axis of symmetry. As it is cutting exactly at the axis of symmetry, it will break only phosphodiester bond and not a hydrogen bond. So you will get a blunt end. While type 3 restriction enzyme will cut the DNA far away. The lengthy DNA can be produced. That there is in type 2 restriction enzymes are commonly used. I hope you are getting this concept. So the next time I will show you the another mechanism of next process of gene expression.